You know. Hello, this is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. I believe in you. You believe in me. The rainbow ahead may be hard to see. We gotta hang on to this dream and don't let go. No matter how hard it gets, we haven't finished yet. There's so much of life ahead. We've got so much to do. No matter how hard we try, we just can't say goodbye. Don't leave me with regrets, 'cause we haven't finished yet. Hello, welcome to the Mocha Minutes podcast. I am Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is September 22nd, and today is the 4th birthday of the Mocha Minutes podcast. I cannot believe I'm saying this. I really remember when I was just like way too scared to do this. I was like, no one's going to want to listen to me. Nobody wants to hear my voice. All the things you do before you literally just rip the Band-Aid off and start your podcast. And I am so glad that I didn't listen, that I'm like, I've been doing this for 4 years and I've never felt like, oh my God, this is just terrible. And it's that, no, I have been doing this for 4 years and I cannot believe this. I have met some amazing people. I have had some really good conversations. I have watched other people go, I'm gonna start my podcast. I'm like, what? And there's like, because of you, something you said on this mic convinced me to think differently. Shout out to Hayes from the Awakened Soul podcast. He was on here a few months ago and he said, you saying stuff about voting made me think differently about voting. And I didn't even know that because he hadn't said anything until we were on the mic. He didn't even tell me before when we were like pre-gaming. And I'm sitting here like, I had no idea because he had never said that to me. He just moved differently. And it's like, I can't believe that. The person that I have as a guest, and I'm honored to have her here, we met on her podcast. And I remember we were talking about my favorite guy who shoots up every club from East Coast to West Coast. Like this is Species 2 and all them babies are in that barn. We were talking about Nick Cannon and she said, Stephanie, you just made me think differently about Nick Cannon. And I was like, really? Oh, okay. So I have my boo thing. She's my boo thing. Okay. Y'all don't understand. She said, as soon as I see you, I'm gonna put lipstick on your face. And I'm like, I'm scared and aroused at the same time. I tried to at the winery. You did though.
Took your virginity.
I'm gonna tell Corey and both like, that's right. It's on her wall right next. So I have Taria from What Else is going now? What else is going on? Podcast. Hi, Taria.
Stephanie, I am so honored to be here. And in light of your beautiful song that you sang from one of my favorite, it is hands down my favorite movie in the world. I must say to you and your podcast, is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up. Let me know. Let me know that you understand.
Sorry. Eddie Kane Jr. Y'all know. Do you know how long it took me to find the soundtrack? You understand? I was in college. This is before like streaming. So you couldn't find a podcast anywhere. My coworker in the bookstore had. I'm like, can you make me a copy? Because just back when we was burning CDs.
Yes,
y'all. We're over 40, so y'all don't know nothing about burning no CDs, no Napster.
Nothing.
Y'all know nothing about that.
Having them think they were going to take you to jail because you downloaded
Metallica putting the fear of God in people. You're stealing our money. I'm like, girl, what you doing? But I'm sorry. It's like, oh, okay, sir. Oh, listen. Right.
For every person listening, with the exception of Black people, because we know what it is. So all non-Black people, you must go find a copy of the 5 Heartbeats and watch it. Cynthia's ex, Noel's daddy, Leon is
Leon
JT.
Been fine. Leon been fine.
From day one.
He's still fine. I'm like, you understand the criminal shit I would do to that man. It's like, y'all don't know. It's like, there's a lot of people where I'm like, I'm sorry. He'd be like, come on, let's go. Okay, shit. Let me stretch. I have a short list of people where I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not sure about the situation, but I'm still go into it. Leon is on that list. Leon is most certainly, he seemed like he would be a fun lay, but also a fun dinner guest.
Yeah, I think he would be funny. Yeah.
I would love it.
Non-Black people, go watch the 5 Heartbeats so you can get it on this. Then again, I don't know, because what y'all did.
She said, never mind.
Invitation revoked. Because what y'all did to Potomac, I can't have that for the 5 Heartbeats. Because we will fight about the 5 Heartbeats.
I will fight y'all. And mind you, so the soundtrack is now streaming, but I was like, wait a minute. Yes. It's
Girl, you lying.
Yeah, it's finally streaming.
It's over for Corey. Are you listening, Corey? It's over for you. It's going to be on rotation.
That's the thing, because I was holding on to the CD and I was like, oh, it's streaming?
I still cry at the same parts. I still laugh. I still be like, don't get in the elevator. Jimmy, no. I feel like.
Yeah, that one little.
Yes.
He said, take your time. Right. Please have this Black churchy moment, sir. I
just got chills, Stephanie, just thinking about it. It's on my DVR. I might have to watch it.
You might have to. Can somebody find me a contact for Robert Townsend? Because I just need him to come on the show.
I said the same thing, Stephanie. I said I want to have a love bombing. Leon, all of them.
I need Robert Townsend because there's so much about him, his drive, and the stuff that he connects himself to. I'm like, there's a soft spot that I have for Robert Townsend. Y'all ain't gonna talk about Robert Townsend in front of me.
And let's talk about how the movie is at its height over 25 years later because of the way the white studio promoted the movie in Black neighborhoods.
Correct. This is people like 5 Heartbeats. I'm like, y'all have no idea how good this movie is. Anytime it's on regular television, I'm like, oh, bitch, it's time to go. But you notice you don't see it a lot of times.
No, you sure don't. You don't.
It's like, I used to always see it when I was younger. Now it's like, yeah, girl, you don't need to see that. But I do. But I do.
I made my kids watch it.
It's so good.
It's good. I just, there's something about that movie. It speaks to, I don't know, just Blackness, a lot of it for me. Just
that one little thing with the police. I got nothing but love for you. I was like, I'm ready to fight.
When he said, y'all are singing group, sang something.
Sang or something.
I said, What we're still going through today, though, by the way, they're just not letting us sing. They're killing us.
Child. It's like, I don't care if you sing something. You out. I don't know how we got this. That should not be funny, but
Yes.
No.
So I revoked the invitation. I have to review y'all one by one.
Sorry. We
Chelsea,
have a very...
you can watch it. Amanda, you can watch it. Donnie, you can watch it.
Yes.
Who else? Are we gonna let? Tom,
my
Kicks,
boo Kelsey. She's my baby in Minnesota.
Okay.
She's
hey, Kelsey.
She's about to beat somebody's ass on Twitter because they lost her fucking mind. I'm sorry, he lost his fucking mind about this Gabby Petito thing. She's like, oh, this is cute, but let me know when you're gonna start like looking for these Black and Indigenous women.
I know that's right.
Said, let me tell you something. Kelsey's grandmother is living in Minnesota going, Black Lives Matter, you blankety blanks. I said,
send me
that video, Kelsey, because she is adorable. She got a Black Lives Matter flag outside her house.
Oh, Kelsey, this white shout lady, out to you.
Yeah, her grandmother living in Minnesota. Shout out to Danny Starr. No, I'm sorry.
Yes, Danny. Yes, Miss Danielle.
She's no longer Danny Starr. She's my Danny Starr. And she autographed my book. Her book is still sitting on my table, honey.
I have it too. I loved it. Her RHOP Springer. Girl, I said, I had a flashback. Let me put it down for a second.
I love the audiobook too. The audiobook is so super cute. I love it. I love it. I just love it. It's so good.
So did y'all hear that? The only people who get a pass clearance, like TSA, like global entry, Chelsea, Kelsey, Amanda, Donnie, Tom, and Kicks. Have I left anybody out?
Oh, we can add Dave Quinn.
Dave is allowed. Yes, Dave is allowed.
We can add Dave Quinn.
Dave can watch.
His husband can come.
Yes, his husband. Child, I have adopted the school of less. Light a match.
This is Les.
Burn it to the ground.
Let me tell you something. You know how many fucks Les has? None. 0 for y'all asses. He's like, no. I'm like, ooh.
And he ain't about the Erica Jane 0. He's about the real 0. Let me tell you, I said, next time I record with Les, first of all, we need to have a round table. But I think
I'll be there.
I think names are gonna be named. Listen.
We might have to put it on the Patreon channel. It's like we can't be having this outside. Y'all gonna lose your minds, honey.
This is a real kitchen table talk. This is the real kitchen table talk.
I know. Wait, hold on. Don't make me start my Patreon in there. Welcome to Mocha Minutes Kitchen Table, because we gonna be nasty as hell, and we naming names and we calling y'all asses out. It's bad enough I had to dig in some white woman's ass on Clubhouse last night. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about that off the mic. Let me tell you something. She lost her goddamn mind.
Was it about Below Deck?
No.
Okay.
It was about true crime, because the Gabby Petito people who love true crime, it's kind of like they had rooms for hours talking about Gabby Petito after they found her body. But
after they found her,
they were doing it all. They've been doing this for days. Apparently, I was trying to ping in Kendrick because true crime is his stuff.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't know who this person is, but even people who are true crime going, y'all found her pretty fast because y'all were looking
because you were looking for her. Thank you.
Y'all were looking for her. So then it becomes, they are finding bodies of indigenous children, just digging them up. I'm like, wait a minute, why is there a mass grave for indigenous children?
Wow.
Also, what happened to these children? Y'all don't care. And so some white woman lost her mind, said, why we always gotta talk about race? You're in a Clubhouse room that says race and true crime.
No.
Are you dumb? You are. Because then it became, let's have a room where I'm like, oh my God, and y'all, I had this room because some other white woman felt bad for her and said, oh my God, girl, I just opened this room because y'all were silencing her and it was just cruel. Wait a minute.
Are you serious? In a room that's called Race in True Crime?
Oh, she didn't like that I called her ass out because I was shopping. And then she was like, oh my God, because they were talking about like different people. Shout out to Natalia, who brought up another missing person. I think his name's Jelani Day.
Yes. I just read about him.
Yeah, I didn't know it until I saw her room. And I was like, this is crazy. Because all I thought about was Felicia Barnes. Because the thing about it is for Felicia Barnes' family, the police they paid money out of their own pocket for those billboards. I remember those billboards going. And then they said the family paid for this. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow.
They had to go look and then find out what happened. What happened to that baby is just gross. And what's even more gross, y'all weren't looking for her because this is what y'all say about little Black girls who go missing. Oh, she probably ran away. Oh, she try to be bad. Y'all not even looking for them. Y'all act like sex trafficking is something that only happens internationally. Our babies get sex trafficked, and it's easier for our babies to do it because y'all don't look for them.
And let's be clear, we are who they are looking for. If we're going to be honest,
correct. It's like, get out of it. So she was like, I heard people say, oh my God, I want to stay in this room and have this conversation, but I got to go to another room. And it starts at a very specific time. And then someone said, I am so ashamed. It probably was her. And I was like, can I say something? I have several points. The first thing is, because one of the women, because she said she sounded angry. It was like a Black woman running this room. And she said, oh, your voice, it sounds like you sound angry. And it was like,
we're allowed to have that emotion.
Right. So that's what I said. So the first thing is, I'm like, I'm going to say this, please. That's the easiest way to try to silence us by saying that we sound angry, because for some odd reason you think our anger is never righteous. So it's like, we're saying we're angry so you can shut it down. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. You act like we don't have a reason to be angry. We're talking about people who go missing and nobody looks for them. The only people who talks about missing Black children and men and women and trans men and women are Black people. We're the only ones who talk about it. We are walking around with Black skin every goddamn day. Yes. I'm sorry. I never forget that I'm Black. It's always something that is in the back of my mind. I'm never not aware of it. Yep. So we have every right to be angry. So actually telling a Black woman she sounds angry is like, but you're acting like she doesn't have a reason.
Right.
When y'all sitting in these rooms, hours talking about this case, y'all are allowed to be angry, but Black women and women of color, let me not just say that, are not allowed to be angry, because we should just be happy that white people just letting us live. Girl, fuck you.
Exactly.
Go to fucking hell. So the second thing, I was like, I am going to ask y'all, please refrain from saying I am so ashamed. That is not helping anybody. And honestly, why wouldn't you be ashamed of your ancestors being racist and owning people? It's like, what? I'm sorry, we do not care if you're ashamed. That is not helping us. Please don't do that.
Right.
And it's like, what? So she was mad that I said that, like, oh yeah, you said that. I'm like, I don't give a good goddamn. I didn't direct it directly to you, because I said, every white person that's in the sound of my voice, please start doing this. It was not directed towards you. And then some white woman was like, why we got to talk about race? I was like, because we do. And it's like, this is not a call out. This is a call in. I'm trying to help you. Do not wait to respond. Actually listen. Learning involves listening. It's like, you got to listen to learn, not talk. Yeah. Homegirl wanted to have a whole conversation. She was upset. I was like, oh, I don't listen because I'm white. Did Stephanie? See, let me tell y'all something.
That's what we're not going to do.
Like, did I say that? Oh, no, it said in the room. Yeah. Stick to what Stephanie said to you.
Yeah.
Stick to Stephanie, because that's one thing that's going to get me up in your ass. Do not tell me what was said in the room. Tell me what Stephanie said to you.
Yeah.
Tell me what Stephanie said. And she was talking, I'm like, girl, shut up. She's like, shut up. Yeah, shut up. And everybody who knows me in Clubhouse Streets, you know I'm going to tell people to shut up. And I think I did actually say, shut the hell up. And it's like, oh, shut the fuck up. No, I think you said, shut the fuck up. I probably did. And I meant
it. Wait. You had a Katie moment. I'm sorry I called you dumb. I probably meant stupid.
You're stupid. I probably did say it, and I meant it. Because I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. Stop. You don't want a conversation. You want somebody to absolve you and say, oh, poor baby, you can't. Bitch, get out the room. Why
you want somebody to absolve you? Yeah.
What is it, Miss Samantha? What do you want?
Girl, they come in these rooms.
It's like, you don't want to have this conversation. You just don't want Black people to actually remind you that you white. The mirror does that. I don't need to do anything. And it's like, you don't want to think about the intersections that other women have. I'm like, I'm a cishet Black woman, and I know that a trans Black woman has it harder than me. Yeah. Or could. I'm like, I'm not going to just assume, but yeah, probably they do, because somebody is always testing them. Or are you a real woman? Yes, they are. Move the fuck along. Get out their fucking DMs. Leave them the fuck alone. A differently abled woman, a disabled woman, a woman that is mentally delayed is going to have it a little bit harder than me. That's all you have to recognize. And it's okay to say that. That does not mean that any oppression that I face diminishes. It just means you need to recognize this other stuff. I stick with what Diamond says. Allyship is renewed daily. Stop saying you're an ally 3 days later, and then when you get into the thick of it, you can't handle it. It's like, what about me? And oh my God, I'm an ally. No, the fuck you are not. Allies are ready to lose something. And you're not ready to lose something.
Exactly. And I don't know why this made me think of it, but you said women with like either delayed or like impediments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why this. So growing up, I had to take speech class in 3rd grade.
Okay.
For like 3 years because I said S with my tongue in front of my teeth instead of behind. So
okay. So
I'm very conscious of that now. So sometimes it could sound like I have a list, but even now at 44, I remember keep your tongue behind your teeth. So I'm watching Below Deck,
girl,
and I'm seeing this white woman say that she made her speech impediment worse so she could get more things. And I'm like, now, why are we not talking about Delaney saying that?
I forgot she said that.
And so every time she would speak then, I would say, like, now you're talking about a grown woman. Now I'm 44 and still say, keep your tongue behind your teeth. She's not saying her R's, and she's already told us why. She gets more things and it's cute. And I'm like, why are we not talking about that? Why are we not
talking about that? A person who's already in a privileged spot is talking about getting other stuff. That's very interesting. Something that your non-white counterparts would not be considered. No, because I think the other thing I said is that when it comes to these kind of things, true crime things, Black people are the perpetrators. We're not the victims. So we don't get to be victims, but we damn sure get to be perpetrators.
You have said a word, Stephanie.
And it's like, that's the thing. When we think of victims, we see white people. Everybody, if y'all have not seen A Time to Kill, the movie, go to the end of it and listen to Matthew McConaughey's monologue, which is supposed to be like his final arguments. And he's talking about the sexual assault of that child. He told everybody to close their eyes. He started detailing the story and then said, now pretend that she's white. And you see they open their eyes and like, oh, it's tears. I'm like, why? The bad part about this is supposed to be like in the 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm not sure. I can't remember because it's been a while since I watched that movie. And the thing about it is, it's like, oh, he going to win. Every Black person thought that because it's like, that is the problem. You only see victims as white people. Because this is like, it's a little white girl. It's like, oh, no, this is horrible. No, acquittal. And it's like, those men sexually assaulted his kid and he killed them. Name anybody who going to sit there and just go, no, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Exactly.
It's like any parent. And the bad part about it is our anger is never righteous. We got to just grin and bear it. And, I still remember like after like the shooting in South Carolina at the church.
Yes.
Days later. So do you forgive him? Y'all would never ask a white person that.
Never. Ever. Never.
Y'all ain't asking them people in New York about 9/11. Y'all don't do that to white people, but you do it to Black people. And if they say no, then you're saying they are terrible people and y'all should just, you got to forgive them. I'm like, I don't have to forgive them right a few days after my family member or friend
was murdered.
Fuck
it was because of their race.
That man sat in that church and fellowship with them and still killed them.
And that's the thing. Black people feel like, because it goes back to slavery times. And then even now we're supposed to make everybody feel welcome. So you cannot tell me in their spirit, they didn't feel uncomfortable. I refuse to believe that they didn't feel something like unnerving, but they still welcomed this man.
Well, we're still Christian. It's like, we got to welcome everybody because that's what we're supposed to do. And y'all not looking at that.
With him.
Fellowship, and that man still killed them. Still didn't bother. And it's like, that bothers me, and I hate that y'all put all that. Y'all got to forgive them. I'm like, I don't have to forgive them right now. Stop weaponizing forgiveness against Black people.
Yes.
When something so heinous happens, you are a evil person. I don't want to hear about what happened in his little childhood.
Me neither.
I don't care if he has like mental issues, baby. I have depression. Do you see me shooting anybody up?
That's the thing that bothers me when people want to go back.
He's just evil. That's it.
People give that to Sutton.
Period.
She had anxiety. I'm not trying to stick up for her, but she had anxiety when she made her mistake.
Girl.
No, it was make no mistake. Like Ashley said about Monique.
Make no mistake. I made no mistake.
She knew what she was doing.
And that episode is coming on. I think tonight is Beverly Hills because we're recording on Wednesday, September 22nd, aka 4th birthday of Mocha Minutes. But when I see Garcelle cry, I'm gonna be ready to fight.
Me too. And now I'm of two minds with that. Number one, I am behind Garcelle 100% because I feel like some other stuff is going on. And Dorit is only mad because she got caught with her pants down talking about race. So what she's trying to do is have something with Garcelle. So at the reunion, hopefully when her comment is brought up, she can deflect by saying, well, Garcelle was this way with me, hoping that she can Jedi mind trick us like she has been. Because people forgot she gave back 2 dogs and one ended up in the kill shelter because you were so busy trying to go after Lisa Vanderpump for sending a real story to Radar Online that you forget that this woman gave back 2 dogs.
Every time I think about this season, I'm like, why are we not mad at Dorit?
Thank you.
Why didn't you return the dog?
I'm
sorry. I'd have just sent her the invoice. I'm like, okay, here's the invoice.
And Lisa is right. Remember when the story first came out? Lisa Vanderpump, dog found that kills. We know how much she cares about dogs and has Yulin. And so for her dog to be found at a kill shelter.
It wasn't about Dorit. It was about Lisa. It's like, Lisa, what the fuck is happening?
If that had been Garcelle that gave that dog back, Crystal that gave that dog back, they would have found who she gave the dog to, because remember, that went away too. Nobody came forward as to who got the dog. So I'm watching the way that they're treating Garcelle and Garcelle saying she feels left out and them saying she shouldn't feel that way. And she getting upset because they're telling her that. But I can't help with going back to how Crystal felt the same exact way. And even Garcelle, so I hope Garcelle goes back and looks at this, was a part of them saying, you're not allowed to feel that way. And you're not allowed to feel that way.
See, that's the thing. Cause it's like, I hear what people are saying about Crystal, and I really do hear what they're saying, but it makes me think about what Garcelle actually said when all that was going on. Because I remember when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she said violate is a big word. And it's kind of like, to a certain extent, it's still her opinion. So
it's still how she felt.
It's still how she felt. And I
feel. And Garcelle is saying, I feel.
It's like they're both their feelings. And also, let's be very clear. They are somewhat strangers because this is Crystal's first season. She don't really know Garcelle. So this weird, like, I can't believe what Crystal's doing. She's being a mean girl. I'm like,
where is this coming from?
And it was just like, to a certain, does it give me
because it's sudden?
Maybe.
Because if Crystal directed all that energy to Garcelle, there would be no issue because it would be 2 women of color and people wouldn't be saying
and people would not be like what do we need to do? And like Sutton was the mean girl last season. Let's be very clear.
Yes.
It's like she was the mean girl. She was giving mean girl energy last season too. So it's like, baby, it's your time on the Summer Jam screen.
Yes. And
that's it.
I just think about Crystal said that her and Garcelle talked like before filming. About support. So she was surprised when there was none of it. So I'm looking at it like, Garcelle, you immediately went to Sutton's side because that's your friend. Right. And that was wrong. And what these women are doing to you by immediately is wrong. So it's like, are people not recognizing it's the same thing? But I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch Beverly Hills live because I get so angry because I know where looking at those white women, we know where it's coming from. We know where it's coming from.
And the bad part, and this is the thing that gets me about Beverly Hills, because y'all, we're going to be talking about Bravo more, but we're going to chew this out and then we're going to come back to Bravo.
Okay.
So the thing about it is, when I think about it, it's kind of like, I wish Robin was Garcelle's friend because that shit would not be happening. She's like, wait a minute, see, the thing about everybody gives Robin shit about being Giselle's friend, but she's actually her friend.
Yeah.
Like, let's be very clear. If I was on a reality show and Taria was on a reality show, do you honestly think
that I'm gonna let y'all say
that about? And that's so the thing about it is like when I hear people, I'm like, oh, you need to get out Giselle's ass. I'm like, wait a minute. If you were on a reality show with your friend, would you be a Robin or would you be a Renna?
Wow.
It's like what? Because the thing is like the thing about it is, it's like
Robin
they're
or
doing right. It's kind of like if you were looking at your friendship, you wouldn't pull your friend aside if you like, look, girl, I got to talk to you about this. Robin has done it, and Giselle did it too. It's like because they're friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it's like, because the only friends that are Giselle and Robin, Giselle is Robin's friend.
Yeah.
Robin is Giselle's only friend on the show. I'm like, that is where I'm staying.
That's very clear. Yep, you're
it's
right.
Like,
you're absolutely
because they're
right.
friends. It's like if you
even
want
Brandy and Stephanie. I mean, too, even though I didn't agree with that, but they
are real friends.
Yeah.
It's like you can tell the real friends on reality TV.
It's like,
right. No, baby, they're real friends, and they'll talk about, oh no, I cussed Giselle out last week. It's like, why can't we see it? Why do you want to look at a disintegrating friendship? Because people are waiting for them to fall out.
Yeah,
like, Cynthia and Nene. I'm like, but they didn't come into this show as friends.
Yes, and the bill they sold us was a lie. They weren't friends before the show. Like Nene was very clear, we weren't friends.
She did not know her before the show. Giselle and Robin and Charisse.
Yes,
and to a certain extent, Karen. I'm like, yeah, Karen ain't nobody's friend.
It was like
she know people. Because
I don't even think Karen is Ray's friend. Karen is her friend. She's Ashley, but just undercover.
Let me say something. Ashley be like, you know whose friend she is? Michael Darby.
That's it. Because they're the same. So when people say, oh, I feel so bad for Ashley, I don't feel bad because you know who's saying it.
No, girl.
I feel so bad. Ashley's just so cute and with her kids.
Oh my God.
And
she's
like,
you're just mommy shaming. I'm like, wrong answer, forehead. She is Ashley shaming.
And she's actually accurate. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It's like, girl, okay.
She's a beautiful woman with a big forehead.
See, we're gonna put a button in it like Dr. Wenday said.
Oh, wait.
And we're gonna start something. But before I do, yeah, click that button, girl. But before I have to give out roses to literally everybody that listens to this show, everybody who harasses me, aka Samaj, to get them new episodes. Thank you this is Samaj. Thank you, Stephanie. Let me know when Mocha Minutes coming back. Thank you so much. I'm just on the stage like, what? Leave me alone. But I enjoy the harassment. I really do. I really, really have to give big roses to Rashani from the Single Simulcast. My first year, I was ready to quit. Wow. And it's like, I hadn't shared it with anybody. And he just said, hey, I just want to let you know, I really like your podcast. I really do. What? And Rashani is a veteran's veteran. Okay. I'm like, I don't know if it's like 3 steps above veteran, but that's where he is. It's like, yeah, veteran. Yeah, that's not Rashani. That's level. Right. Just keep going above the clouds. Above the Milky Way, girl. I don't know. That's what he's on Krypton. Okay, he's in that universe where Krypton is. That's where he is. So, and I remember telling him, he's like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, but you did, because the thing about that little thing matters. And then, wow, I have several different people. So it's Rashani. It is Moni from Mixing with Moni, because she literally was the end for me to meet people like Taria. Yes, that's Kendrick. how I and met you. Just like, and the thing about it is, on her podcast talking about Shaw. Yes. I was like, oh my God. And the thing about it is, that's what it is about this podcast network. It's so small and large at the same time, because these are different niches. Like, I am a topical podcast. Yes. You are current events, but also Bravo events, and Moni is Bravo. So it's kind of like, then it's like, I still remember, oh no, Bravo going, oh, and your Bravo podcast. I'm not a Bravo podcast. She's like, you're not? I'm like, I guess I should get a Bravo podcast. And I'm still like, do I want to do that? I'm like, no, because I'm gonna tell these white women racist, and somebody gonna hop on my DMs. Oh my God, why are you always talking about race? Oh my God, why are you in my DMs? Oh my God. Leave me alone, girl. Between that and the black people who say you're not black enough, I'm like, okay, okay, all right. Whatever you say, Gemma, go take a nap. See, she's not my favorite housewife, but this is one of my favorite sayings from her. Go scratch. That's Teresa Giudice. Yes, she did. Yes. Go scratch. Go scratch. I'm like, I'm sorry. Teresa been hanging around black people because did we not start that? Hello. It's like, girl, I feel like we started everything. Like, that must be a Jersey thing, because I'm like, she's from Jersey. Because I was like, go scratch. I'm like, that's amazing. I'm just gonna tell people go scratch. Go scratch. So I have to. So the other person is Charmaine from Militantly Mixed. Hi, Charmaine. She just moved. She did. Yeah, honey. And I just bought new masks because she got the Ravens fabric. I said, baby, I need some for me and my daddy. Oh. See, I'm like, I might ask her if she has some Raiders fabric for Steven. So let me ask. But she could find anything. She's like, let me see what I got. Which one you like? I'm like, maybe I'll see it to support the business to get an Eagles for Corey. I'm trying to think if she did. Mind you, you can message her and say, "Do you have any Eagles?"
That's what I'm gonna do. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll message her.
Message her. But Charmaine is my baby. That's my person where I'm like, girl, can we talk about something? She's like, are you okay? You want to talk about it? It's like
she is definitely. It seems like that. Even just from meeting her through the when y'all did the what was it?
Oh my god! And we are going to be starting our little auntie talk podcast. We just got to figure this out. I'm supposed to be doing hopefully Miss Maisel podcast, a Maisel recap podcast with Les, because I was like, Black people who like Marvelous Miss Maisel, we're like, y'all, we know we don't look. We know what it's like. We know. We don't care.
I'm gonna have to start really good show.
Okay. It is so good. And I don't know when the new season coming out. I really don't. Because remember, like the pandemic slowed down everything.
Everything. Listen, I want you to start watching a show because I told Chelsea, Amanda, Donnie, and about it. You have to start watching it too. We need to watch it as a family. It's called Working Moms on Netflix. It already has 5 seasons, but it is good. Now, there's not many of us in it, but it's good.
Is it a Netflix show?
Netflix, Working Moms. I want you to watch it.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I want you to watch it.
I said 3, but it actually is it's several people, incling you, because you
Charmaine.
know you're my boo.
I just feel like I'm.
She like you say these names, but she really taller than me. I mean, I get it.
Charmaine is amazing. And then Mani, and then Rashani. Hi, Rashani.
And I love Raysani because I'm like,
you need to have her on. You need to slide into her Twitter DMs because if she's listening, she don't be answering the IG DMs like that.
Because she be trying to stay over here like, look, y'all get on my goddamn nerves. That's
true. I love her so much. And you know what I love about her? She's how we are. We can have such conviction and strong opinions, but they're not they're not unwavering.
It's like, no,
it may take a minute, but even if we're like, I was going to say, and the fact that we can say, I see what you're saying, I still feel this way. But I understand where you're coming from, which then for me will literally apply in a different type situation. And I'll reflect back and be like, yep, this is what Stephanie was talking about. This is what Ray was talking about. Y'all get on my nerves. You Chelsea, Amanda,
Ray. Let me tell you something. Bravo, Samantha from Bravo Historian. She's like, I am a basset hound. Let me tell y'all something.
Let me tell you something. She does not care. And that is the one thing that not one thing, but I mean, that's like, I appreciate like, with all these big accounts, she's one of the few that doesn't bash Candace. And I love the fact that she is like, no, y'all not going to do this. Can I tell you something? I sent her a message about Candace and I was like, I'm sick of this. Girl, we proceeded to trade like 10 voice notes and the conviction in her voice, I was like, yeah, I feel you. And she's not afraid to say it, girl. And then she was running down the Ashley stuff. Ashley did this. Ashley was like, yeah,
because that's how I know Samantha been watching since day one.
From the beginning.
If you've been watching and not just doing all of it at once, like I did with Summer House, even though I'm still like Craig. Carl is community that's a hoe for the streets. I would have no problem driving down that street because he is super fine.
No, now he's that is one. No, I won't allow that to happen. You talk about us being friends on a reality. I would jump right in front of you and in front of him say, he looks like when he eats spaghetti, he leaves a stain on his face. You will not.
I'm sorry, I just thought of something nasty. See, no. It's like, oh, that's bad. Okay. It sounds like he cleaned the plate. Sorry. Why are we like this? I don't know why I'm like this. And mind you, I would be on there with my birthday twin, Lindsay Hubbard. I was like, I hate Lindsay. I'm like, why do I like her so much? Oh.
Now that's a heck of a train. Do you remember? Now look, wait. Do you remember that episode when they were asking who they would have a child with in the house or something like that? And I think I might have even asked you, but I didn't want it to sound like I was coming like from a different place. Cause I said, I was going to be like, the man I'd want to have a baby with is Lindsay, but I didn't want people, but I knew that Twitter could perceive it. Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but I think I sent it to you and Kendrick. I sent it to Chelsea and Amanda. And I was like, all right, let's see. Cause I wanted all of y'all to say, no, that's funny. But all of y'all were like, well, we know what you mean, but Twitter may not know what you mean.
Why are you saying it like that? I'm like, right. I have no problem. We will get a surrogate. It will be me and Lindsay, and then Danielle will be Auntie Tia Danielle. Okay.
Yes. Lindsay will cradle me in those beautiful arms that she has with the gold bracelet. Yes.
And you know what's really wild? Can I just say this? It's like if I were to pick somebody in a house, one of the guys to have a baby with, as much as I adore Carl, it actually would be Kyle.
I think he'd be good. If I had to pick one,
I think he's going to be an amazing dad. Because one, he's like, I don't fucking like you for the way you fucking treat my fiance.
Yeah, yes.
I'm with it.
Yes, yes.
That's with it.
I feel like these men should be backing their women. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I love it. It was like, no, he's like, I'm gonna just shut up. He's like, he got in my face. And he actually didn't. As a Leo, I can almost guarantee you that's not in your face.
Right. And he was pacing. Like, how dare they talk
reason. I'm like, you treat his fiance like shit. Yep. You don't think Amanda is sitting there going like, why is she treating me like shit? And you literally trying to act like you ain't do nothing to anybody on this show and y'all just hate me for no reason. How did we get to Burner? How did we get here? But it was like, girl, but yeah, I would have a baby with Kyle.
Okay.
It's actually
who would
hilarious.
You sleep with in the house if you had to?
I would say it would be the guy who gives like 2 hours of mouth. But he's annoying because I wouldn't want to talk to Martha. Carl, on the other hand, we could have sex and then go downstairs and cook dinner. And I feel like we'd have a great conversation talking about football. Okay. I don't know why that is in my head. He'd be sitting there making me eggs. I'd be wearing his shirt.
Okay.
Here and be like, he's like, did you see that play? I know, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh God. See, we'd be sitting there talking about sports because he seemed like, I don't even think he's into sports.
As he reaches over to get like the egg, he slaps you on the behind that's exposed because you have on his shirt.
He seems very affectionate. He's so weird.
Does.
But I love it. See, how did we get here?
Ask me.
Who? It better be Lindsay.
Ask the whole question.
Okay, if you could have a baby with any of the guys.
No, we're supposed to be saying sex.
Oh.
I'm not having a baby with none of the men.
Okay, in that house, who would you?
Danielle.
Fuck? Oh, that's a good one, actually. She seems like a generous lover.
I would be like, have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire.
Like, what the fuck you bring these babies in here for? We are done having babies, Taria.
I would be like, here you go, and I'd be out. He's like, no, you brought this thing here. I need you to take it with you. He'd be like,
TikTok, Taria.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's the show title. TikTok, Taria.
Taria. I love that. TikTok, Taria. Oh my gosh. Because I got time today. And like I said, Wendy had peeped me as game. That's what that was. We all.
So can I just tell you, Corey could be like, what the hell are y'all?
That's exactly what it is. Stephanie just took off her headphones. We'd be like, I don't know. Truly. Look, circles become circles. I don't know. He's like, no, what started the circle? I don't know.
I don't know. But I can't not include this person in giving out roses because she is my boo. She's gonna do it like it's her B-Day, and that is Cook.
I knew it.
Highly inappropriate.
Hi, Cookie.
Oh my, y'all have no idea how much I love Cook. And she'd be like, you just be hyping me up, girl. I'm like, because you're dope as fuck. But
she is smart, funny, beautiful, gorgeous. So she's concerned about her friend. You know what? I have not heard from her in a while. Even on the gram. Wait a minute. Gonna send, now I'm mad.
She's like, oh, get away. She'll be like, why are you sending me a message? She gonna listen to this go, oh, that's why Taria's messaging me. It's like, yes, because we were talking about you, how dope you are, and how much I enjoy her as a friend.
And can I just say this? I appreciate her because it was Stephanie's birthday in August. And so Cook reached out and was like, we're taking her to Ruth Chris. Do you want to come? And I was like, first of all, I'm honored. And she was like, wear your sexy black dress.
She had them thigh meats out, girl. Y'all, she had them thigh meats out and she was going home to like get Corey pregnant. I was like, come on, girl. Shoot up his club.
He might be pregnant after last week. I said, I'm getting him. Didn't I tell you that?
Yes,
I was
like,
get him
girls,
pregnant.
she gonna go get Corey pregnant. He'd be like, "Whoo, I'm late, child." Like, we gotta take him to the clinic. He gonna be peeing on a stick. You be like, "What the hell just happened?"
Listen,
what happened? Ooh, too many. Too
Stephanie
many.
Gonna tell me, don't get pregnant. No, he's coming back pregnant. That's how we gonna do it.
So for y'all that don't know,
Cook is
Taria is celebrating 20 years of marriage.
Yes.
And 20 years of happy marriage.
Yes.
Not Huger, you know, 3D's 25 years was great, child. No, we're talking
right.
about
we know that we're in love with each other.
Yes. That's why we're trying to get them to have more babies, like Robin and Juan.
My youngest is in the 12th grade. They probably would like it. Absolutely not.
So I shouldn't tell you about my friend who had a teenager and did a baby, and we were at a baby shower. She was like, "Girl, what the fuck is this?" Because we're giving her new stuff. She said, right. "What is this?" She's like, "Y'all, this is my child. She's 17. What?"
And then she had a baby.
Who was so cute, and it was like she was like, "Y'all gonna have to come over here and help me because I don't know what the fuck going on. Y'all gave me all this newfangled stuff. I had a baby 17 years ago. What the fuck is this?" I said,
"Well, I would say I wouldn't say you had to come over, Stephanie. I would say I may need a ride because you know they don't let you drive home by yourself from the clinic."
Bye, girl. Bye, Tammy. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. Good night.
So you may need to come over
back.
Take care of me because Corey might be working, but they don't let you drive home by yourself.
Right. He's like, no drive back. No drive back. He's like, you better drive back to that clinic.
Listen, put that in reverse. Didn't Candace say Ashley stays in reverse?
Right, child. It's like she don't put the car in gear to drive.
Exactly.
It stay in park.
Well, it ain't hers. It's Michael's. So sorry.
Ooh, y'all know what? Okay. I'm sorry. That was way too funny. You better drive back to that.
You make me funny. Okay.
He'll be like,
how did we look again? How did we just keep finding ourselves?
Wait, hold on. Listen to the episode, Corey. And please.
Oh, he's gonna listen. He's gonna listen.
He's gonna look at you like, what?
And I'm gonna say, don't just send me your thoughts, send them to Stephanie too. Because it was her fault, not just me. So if you get a random message, it's gonna be from him.
He'd be like, so ... No, delete, block, race, mute. No, leave all your correspondence with Taria. No.
I'd be like, oh, she didn't answer her DMs. This is her phone number. This is her email. This is her Facebook. This is her Twitter.
This is her Facebook. Y'all know what?
This is her address.
Fools. Y'all are such fools.
He will do it through snail mail. Write your thoughts. Right. She's right up the street, by the way. But
wait, put it like he gonna leave it one of the parking spaces at the Carroll Island Walmart. Okay,
I was just gonna say we're gonna leave it with one of the cashiers when Stephanie comes in.
So this woman, she's black. Her name is Stephanie. She's gonna come in here this time. I'm gonna tell them come right to you. And
I know y'all see her. Look, y'all. Stephanie told me to get pregnant so she could push the baby around the Walmart.
We would have so much fun.
I would be like, mommy, I'm leaving again. Yeah, you going to your aunt / mommy Stephanie's house. Bye.
Like, why y'all going? We always in the Walmart. What the hell y'all be doing in Walmart? We be pushing all the buttons. We be playing with the rubber balls and throwing it in the aisles.
Mommy, I want to go to Walmart. Call your aunt Stephanie. I don't like this Walmart. I don't like the North Point Walmart. Oh,
I know. She's like,
with your aunt Stephanie.
No, because Auntie Stephanie be taking me to the Carroll Island. It's
y'all,
like,
she clowns my Walmart. If y'all are from our part of Maryland, Amanda and Chelsea probably know the North Point versus the
my
Carroll
best friend
Island.
would too. She'd be like, girl.
Right. They trying to clown my North Point Walmart. Although I like the Golden Ring, but they're a little bit ghetto up there.
Oh, the Super Walmart?
Yeah.
See, it's really funny. A lot of people don't remember that used to be Golden Ring Mall. People don't even know what Golden Ring Mall is. That's how long it's been gone.
No, wait a minute. I've been here for 16 years. So has it been gone before that? Or did I maybe I just didn't get around that much because I worked in Columbia.
Because Golden Ring Mall, they used to be a mall. They also used to have a movie theater over there too.
Over there? Wow.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like, see, Taria says she's 44. I'm 40. Yeah. I think it was like my mid-20s. I think that's what it could have been early girl child. I'm old, so I remember. But I remember Golden Ring Mall when I was a kid.
That used to be a mall. Jamal Church used to be a skating rink. They just turned in.
Child, he first started his church in the auditorium of a high school.
Well, remember before that, it was in him and Giselle's townhouse. Can y'all really want? That would be. I have friends who went there when it was in his townhouse, and it would be interesting to see how she was then.
Child, let me tell you something.
Probably the same.
When I went to go see Hezekiah Walker in his church, it was in the building behind Forum Caterers.
Yeah, that's where it is now. That's where
it's still there.
Still there. That's
where the gold throne is.
Yes, there's three.
You understand? It's like me and my mother was.
There's three. There's two on the side. And
it really is. It's like I was like, I was pointing like, Ma. She's like, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like,
girl, and them things were heavy. I said one Sunday I was just gonna be sitting in one when he came out.
He probably be like, which one of you? See, shut up, Stephanie. Shut up. See, we're not supposed to be doing this, but it's funny. See, I also need Rodney the voice on here because
girl, I've been trying to get him. Oh, I told him I'm stalking you. I will wherever
I want Rodney.
I might have scared him. Wherever you are, I will find you.
I want Contrary Canary as well. And Erica De Niro. Oh, I was about to say something.
You and Erica De Niro.
Say something. Let me tell you something. I felt every part of her video about this episode of Potomac. So we're going to talk about that later.
You turned me on to Rodney, Erica.
And my girl, the Brooke Ashley.
Yes, the Brooke Ashley. Yes, the dog. Wait a minute. Did you see her recap? She was getting mad. She said, she started yelling.
Child, let me tell you something. I love it because she's like, let me tell y'all asses something about Ashley. I said,
yes.
Wait a minute. I'm not going crazy. I knew I was, because every time I thought about the colorism thing and she started speaking, I'm like, I hadn't even talked to her yet. And I'm like, I'm not going crazy. I'm like, okay.
It was like I couldn't put a name to it. And then the more you start, because we would say growing up, it wasn't, I mean, it was colorism, but that's my grandma would say color struck. Oh, they're color struck. Yeah. They're color struck. Your uncle's color struck.
Right. Because colorism wasn't a thing that we used. We didn't say that.
No,
it's
we
now
sure
in
didn't.
a lexicon now, but that's not what it was.
Yes, we say color struck.
Like,
my grandma would say that.
When I had the colorism series and I was talking to my mom, she was like, one of the worst things you could ever call a black person is call them black. So you're from another generation.
Yes.
That's the worst thing. Calling me black.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you call somebody black, that's like a huge insult. Also, calling a woman a whore. So the fact that Karen did that so quickly and nobody called Karen broken whore from Hampton Union. And I was like, I'm gonna keep
with a hot box.
With a hot box. It's like the thing about it is with the Hampton, I'm like, look, I ain't stepping into them HBCU wars with Howard and Hampton. Look, I'll stick at the broken whore thing. The fact that it's like y'all think that shit is cute.
Y'all think
and
that's
it's like,
cute.
I'm sorry.
A broken whore.
She should have knocked that wig off her head the minute she called her a broken whore.
A broken whore. Like you're saying, because what you're saying is she's like ran through pretty much.
Right. And then talk about her box, but y'all want to talk about body shaming with Candace. I'm like, excuse me, Karen has been talking about Giselle's vagina all that damn season.
And she's flapping her vagina and everything.
Her vagina in her face.
When I want to say,
has she pussy popped in your face, Kern?
And I want to say, and I might be wrong, so we're going to have to go back. But I thought that Karen talked about Giselle's neck before.
She has. I think she has, but I think also fans have talked about it. So I'm sitting here like, but y'all have a problem because you like Ashley and you don't like Candace.
Thank you.
Because you didn't have no problem with Miss Peach Juice talking about Eva, who had recently had a baby, saying that her breasts were socially distancing, and homegirl is ages too, because she has no problem calling somebody old,
not at all. And they didn't have a problem. And I'm not gonna lie, I said, well, her exact words were, but either way, it was not cute. When Nene said to Greg or one of them when Kenya was pregnant, oh, she's having a buffalo, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all were okay with that.
It's like Kenya wasn't okay. She was like, no. They're like, well, I mean, she didn't say. I'm like, the thing about it is, Kenya clocked her on it, and she should have. But also, Kim had no problem, and her daughter calling her a moose.
A moose. Everybody, people still call her that. And people still love Kenya, talking about, oh, if Kenya was on Beverly Hills, she'd have brought the survivors. Do y'all forget that she told Kim that she tucked and said, where do you tuck? And basically insinuated that she was a man. But y'all don't have a problem with that. Y'all love like Candace.
Because you don't like Candace.
And I'm going to be honest, it's because Candace is the smartest one on Potomac. And they can't keep up with her. Because somebody was like, Ashley's a reader. Ashley's not a reader.
Ashley's not a reader.
Insults.
That's the thing. Candace is quick. I'm sorry. As a fat Black woman, when she said your wide-bodied ass, can I just tell you, I fucking screamed. It's like, it's the way she said it.
She said it. And then when she said, you body shamed yourself.
You body shamed yourself when you walked in here. I said,
with your wide forehead and and what I don't like is Giselle and Robin. Remember when Karen tried to blame them for the fight with Monique? I don't blame them for the fight with Monique. That was Monique. However, they have a tendency to drop little things. And then when the person reacts to it, it's like, because go back to New Orleans when Giselle brought up, oh, Candace said you weren't serious about having a baby. Yeah. And Candace was like, well, wait, that's not how I said it. But then she brought up, all of y'all have had a problem with her, which they all had because they talked about it with Candace.
They talked about it.
And Robin said, that doesn't concern you. Oh, now it doesn't concern Candace. But now it don't
concern you. But
so
now
it's
it
like
don't concern you.
They gaslight her.
Because that was the thing about Monique last season. They were like, Giselle, the one who brought up that Candace is friends with Cerise. But remember who told her that.
Exactly.
It was Ashley. So when I tell everybody, when it comes to messy, everybody, they're always like, who the messy is, Robin and Giselle. I'm like, baby, rewind the tape. It's Giselle and Ashley. And they're the ones who can get shit started, and they do it with each other. And it's like, it always explodes when it's them two together.
When it's them two. Yes.
Like, wait a minute. Hold up.
And think about, let me tell you, when you're saying that about Ashley, people say that they are okay with Ashley because she's open. No. Ashley's not open. What happens is Michael's stuff gets exposed
and she doesn't hide it.
Because it's already out there and she looked like a liar. But what happened when two of her castmates heard him say that he would suck wine?
And she shot it down so quick.
Called them liars. And that's where that butter knife came from. So people act like Ashley's open. No, she's not. We've seen her man in his drawers laying in a bed, begging a sex worker, could they go back to their house or could they find a house to have sex in?
See, that's the thing. And that's the thing that gets me about it. I'm like, if I hear that butter knife, I'm like, I need y'all to go to Oh No Bravo's Instagram where she did an ASMR of the exact scene.
Yes.
Watch what the fuck just happened. I'm like, Ashley is lucky you ain't knock her block off.
Thank you.
Let me just say this. Miss Mamas, who threw Giselle out of her house when she was talking shit.
Yes.
You couldn't understand why the fuck Candace was upset.
Right.
You threw Giselle the fuck out of your house because she was talking cash money shit about
Shut up,
your house.
Team Monique.
Right.
As Stephanie was saying.
And that's from Erica De Niro. I'm like, and Rodney. Let me tell you, I love their videos. The thing about it is, I'm sitting here like, you threw Giselle out just by talking about your house. Just commenting
your fish
on
tank.
it.
Your fish tank.
Was she messy with Cal? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know who told you that? You ain't know it. Gigi told you. You know, the fake friend, the bad friend. She made sure to tell you that girl's talking about your house. Okay, bitch, you can get the fuck out. So how could you not understand why she said, Ashley, get the hell out of my house?
Why Candace?
Stop inviting her into places. See, that's the thing. If I'm Candace, I'm like, dear, I'll be walking to Giselle. Let me tell you something. Stop. If I don't invite Ashley, that's because she know I don't want her here. Because one, Giselle kept bringing her ass back in the fucking house. No. Yep. I'm like, ma'am, you're so afraid. You're so scared for your life. You watched that butter knife fall. She was sitting right next to you. If she wanted to stab you, she could have stabbed you.
And here's the thing, though. Here's where the hypocrisy comes in. Y'all keep saying, if you talk ish, you get hit. Ashley was talking ish to Candace in her home. And if you're going to go with, oh, well, it was her mama's home. No, her and her mama were on the deed.
I'm sorry.
But then that means Ashley don't have a home either, because that's in Michael's name. Keep the same energy.
See, that's the thing. So apparently there's like something on the cutting room floor where she was talking about her mama. Let me just say this. And
I'm sorry. Wait.
No, Candace was talking. Candace did mention Ashley's mother in that argument somewhere. And they
about living in a tent. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, let me tell you something. As much as I enjoy Miss Ashley on Instagram, she's a fun follow. The kids are actually cute on there. Let me just say this. If I tell you get the fuck out of my house, and then
exactly.
Like, if you say this is your mama's house, bitch, your mama 3 steps from a tent city. Yeah. You might want to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I would.
If your rich ass husband drop your ass, your mama out on the street, shut the hell up. See, that is low for me to say, but let me just tell you. If we are going to let certain people go from low, I'm going to go to hell, baby. Keep that same energy with everybody. Because what I just said about Ashley's mama is super low. And I know that. Mm-hmm. It's like, but I recognize that.
And it's also truth. It's like we're not. It's like it is also the truth. Because like, she made a reference to she changes, her mom's lifestyle changes.
That's the thing. So she said it. And I'm like, the thing about it is like, you can't say if somebody go low, like you don't want to listen to Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high. No, Michelle, when they go low, we go to hell. But it don't apply to Candace because you don't like her.
Because you don't like her. You don't
like how quick she is. I was like, y'all need to watch the Brooke Ashley's videos. Let me tell you something. She's like, I don't understand what y'all doing this thing with Ashley. Y'all act like she didn't do something vile. Because now everybody's like, Candace is the most vile person on the show. There's absolutely not.
Thank you.
You are not talking about the person. And mind you, again, I can say all this about the vile shit that Ashley has done on this show, but I will tell you this. You are a gold star housewife to me if you are filming a show 2 days after you have a whole baby.
Yeah.
It's like, baby, I'm like, do I like what you do on the show? No. Is she a gold star housewife? Absolutely.
And it goes back to people can't have it both ways. They say they want these shows to be real and not scripted. Mm-hmm. When Ashley did what she did in Williamsburg, people were like, this whole know the assignment, I don't necessarily like it because then, I mean, if we're to believe it, it's supposed to be real life, right? Even though we know certain things. So then if it's just a job and Ashley knows the assignment, it clearly was not about, Ashley didn't even pretend to go down for one night, spend the night, bond with the friends. Ashley went down there, went to a lunch, told Wendy that the conversation Wendy had with Giselle that Ashley was not privy to, that Wendy was misunderstanding it, which is the same thing she did about the fight, by the way. And they had to tell her, you weren't there.
You weren't there. Like, well, this is what just Monique told me. You weren't there.
So she did the same thing. And then they go to the house, they're drinking whiskey. She takes her outside, which is interesting because in the beginning, Ashley said it would be better received coming from you, Giselle. Remember that?
Remember, Giselle, she came back when they were at her house. They said it should come from you. Then she's like, she's not ready to receive it. Oh, maybe then I should have a conversation.
Yes.
With her. So then the thing about it is, people were like, Giselle made Ashley do it. No, she didn't. Ashley offered to talk to her. Yep. And the first time she said, Wendy, can I talk to you? Wendy said no.
She did.
I was listening. She said
she did.
No.
You're right.
And she said, oh no, it just be really quick. So the thing
she got an attitude almost like, I just want to talk to you.
I mean, I just want to talk to you. I'm like, she literally said no. See, this is how
she knew it.
This is how I knew y'all were being messy. I'm like, I enjoy everybody on this show, but let's just say if y'all really cared about Wendy, you didn't involve Candace. You wouldn't have involved Robin, her actual friends. Robin would have been like, no, let's have a conversation with her. Because that's so when Wendy, so that was the thing. Ashley's not the messenger. She was like, she's like, well, I said it was fake, but listen to what you said to her.
Thank you.
Giselle brought up this fabricated article, and then there was a conversation that maybe the rumors are the reason for your changing, you being more sexual. When did she mention Eddie?
And isn't that a little bit of kind of sort of shaming?
You came judgmental. Yep. And so that put her, because when you didn't say me and Giselle had a conversation, you said there was a conversation. So she walked in the fucking house and she was on 17 out of 10.
You this? Do you feel like it was also playing in her mind? Because remember, we found out that she found out about the rumors from Robin at a concern off the show. So when Ashley says there was a conversation, which her words were intentional, do you think she was thinking, even though when she was like, was it you? Was she thinking, so Robin, who have you had this conversation with outside of me?
Correct. It's like she thought everybody was talking about her. So when Robin asked the question, the thing about it is like, I understood why she snapped at her, because she on Mad Day at this point. There was 3 meals where she had been attacked about her behavior, her attire, her change in behavior, and her change of attire. She was done. So she was already, it was Mad Day. So just Robin could have sighed, and she like, so first of all, bitch, like
you don't be sighing with your non-relationship,
right? And it was like, so everybody's like, see, Robin asked her a question that's shady because she knew the rumor, but that wasn't the question that Robin asked her. She said what was said in the conversation, because they don't know what the fuck you said out there. Right? She asked her, what did she say to you?
That's why she asked Giselle later, are we mad at Ashley? Yeah.
It's like, what did she say to her?
You making it make sense.
And then Wendy was like, don't worry about that. The messengers will tell you. So it wasn't about the rumor. She didn't ask what the rumor was. She said, what the fuck did Ashley tell you that you walking in? Are we twerking? So why y'all twerking? Let's have a conversation. It's like,
how we go there?
About what? It's like, what? So can I just tell you, this is very serious. She's like, fuck these brother. When she said, I'm going to put you on notice, and just went, I said, please go to hell. Please go to hell. Because that was funny as hell. And then she just rambling, and Robin said, who's she talking about? Girl, she talking about Jamal.
Girl, you knew.
Good night.
People was like, Giselle was shook. She wasn't shook then, and she wasn't shook with Monique and her binder.
That was hilarious.
She knows Jamal. Right. She like,
the bad part about it is, if everybody keep trying to stab you with the same knife,
you get it becomes
it's dull. Like all eventually. Of a sudden, it's like y'all using that dull knife to stab me, baby girl. I'm not even with him anymore. He is my ex-husband. Like, see, she got all these tax problems like Karen. No, she don't. That's her ex-husband.
Thank you.
That alimony is still coming, bitch.
Thank you. Somebody posted
that child support still coming, bitch. He's just got to pay something, like whatever little money he got left. He got to pay them taxes. Girl, I was like, the thing about it is, I saw both sides when it came to Wendy and Robin.
Yeah, and you made me see the other side, which I appreciated. Yes.
Yeah, because I was like, the thing about it is, I'm like, the thing, when it comes to people being angry, Wendy had every right to be angry, because y'all have been pushing her buttons all damn weekend.
And that lunch, she was very calm in that lunch and was trying to talk.
Yeah, and here come Ashley over talking her. Y'all not listening to her. Y'all are being judgmental about her. Robin was too. It's kind of like, that's the thing. When you are conditioned to being in conversation with people who are usually judgmental, because Giselle's a Virgo.
Yes.
They are judgmental. Ooh, I love them.
Yes, they are very judgmental. Yes, they are.
Also, the thing about Virgos, they're very loyal. Mm-hmm. It's like, let me tell you, if they're your friend, they're your friend. If you're like, we got to hitch up and ride, it's like, okay, so what we doing? Do I need to bring sneakers and Vaseline? Do I have to bust some bitch up? That's where they're going. They're doing it. It's not going to, look, it's not going to happen. You're not going to fuck up with my friend. So the thing, if you're conditioned to being like having somewhat of a tough skin, you're married to a Libra, one of your best friends is a Virgo. I forgot what Sharice is. She is used to this. So it's like she knows Giselle a little bit better, because she probably got under the shit that she put on to walk outside her door. It's like, I get it. It's like, is it my kind of friendship? Everybody don't have the same kind of friends. So it's like, y'all can't say this. Y'all can't be like, she ain't no good friend. She's not the kind of friend that you need. Some people need friends like that.
Yes.
Some people have friends like that, and they understand how to navigate that. Y'all don't. So for Wendy to just, I'm like, Wendy, I understood. I'm like, nobody just sat there going, maybe y'all should wait until we leave. Maybe y'all should wait till we come back. After Williamsburg, shit calms down, pull her aside. Y'all didn't do that.
No, you did not. Y'all were talking about her walking in the room, even though Robin said it was what Frankenstein did, and she wasn't
right
talking, she wasn't saying it, but it's like
this was, I was like, where the hell did they get girl, what are y'all doing with these scenes, child?
Yeah,
so
that's
this
what I
is
don't
my
like.
issue with Wendy, and she didn't understand that. Ma'am, you were hopping around in your winter white when Juan proposed. You got up, you was dropping your booty on that bus in that Zara when Candace said that he left it in. Oh, now the minute you are mad at me, you say my relationship is fake. Yeah, I would be watching you if I was Robin too. Yeah. You acted like she ain't had no reason to go, oh, so the minute you mad at me, now my relationship is fake. Right. I'd be watching you. And it's like, I'm sorry, I just would. And it doesn't make her bad. It's kind of like, y'all are like Robin don't have feelings. And the fact that now allegedly her and Juan are married.
Say what?
So there is a rumor, someone found, I guess, the deed for their house.
Oh, yeah, and it has the last thing.
It says they're married. And everybody's like, wait a minute, they married?
You know, somebody tried to bring that up and tried to say she was committing fraud by doing that. I said, if y'all don't leave.
It's like, you do realize she can't lie on a deed. If they were single, they would put that in. Girl, if they are married, she can't lie.
Wow, okay.
On it. It's like, girl, do y'all know are y'all okay? You really think she would just lie when she don't need to lie to get a house?
Clearly. Right. Right.
Yeah. So the thing about it's like, that's the thing about if you watch these shows long enough, you were like, I can see there's nuance to this. There's a little bit of gray. It's like in the beginning, it's like, when we would watch these shows, it's like black and white. Team this, because that's going team versus pound team versus, that means it's black and white. And it's like, after a while you realize there's a lot of gray here. Because Wendy's not wrong, but she ain't totally right.
Right. Because like you said, if me and one of my friends, whether it was a friend from 10 years or like you, a friend for a year, and the first thing you said to me
when I'm mad
was about my marriage, I would think, so you've had these feelings all along. You've had this
feeling before.
Because you didn't just pull that from anywhere.
Right. And it's like, you and Giselle's supposed to be cool, but you have you deserve everything. God is paying you back for everything you've done. And I'm sitting here like, what did she do?
And not only that, I wondered though, with the whole sing hot box, because let's be clear, I haven't brought myself to look at the divorce that is public online, but there is something alluding to him leaving her with a gift that would maybe cause a hot box in the divorce papers. And
allegedly she also went to a mental institute. She was in a mental institution.
And it was before they got married, right? Which is why the dad didn't come to the wedding. So,
and that's allegedly, I wrap myself in a bubble like Les.
Yes, allegedly. So I wonder,
girl,
if that's what.
And that makes Karen actually worse if you're alluding to that. And the bad part
of Wendy too, when Wendy said, God is paying you back.
I see it, and I see it. And I was just like,
because what else would she be going through other than her and Jamal breaking up? She's already been through that. So that couldn't have been what she was talking about. So when she said God is paying you back, I said, is she talking about this alleged?
Right. I was sitting here like,
yes, that's what I was thinking.
I was sitting here like, now I know everybody don't like Giselle's messy ass.
Yeah,
but
that was a lot.
I was like, I don't think she went into somebody's finances and was sitting on a swing.
Girl, you
her buddy Katie that she got $25 in her bank account and she's scraping to survive. I don't think that Giselle told a woman who was actively having a miscarriage. She didn't know. But that is she didn't know, but y'all won't let that excuse go for Candace when Ashley started arguing with her first when she was in fucking labor. But I digress, like Brooke Ashley, but I digress. But the thing about it is y'all let her slide. Maybe you should fix the hole in your heart and not the one between your legs. You are a dumbass because you let some man you barely know for months live in your house. You had no problem telling everybody, oh no, Monique didn't fall asleep at the wheel. She was drinking, and I know how much she drank. Make no mistake, I made no mistakes, and Monique knows that. She has no problem. Giselle is not the one who told everybody that Ray don't like you and he moving to Florida and his dick don't work. That wasn't Giselle, and that was Ashley. But
and about the seeing them in the hotel, seeing them in the bar.
Exactly. Excuse
and
me.
Monique said we were there
Mr.
too.
Blue Eyes thing.
Yep.
That came from Ashley. Giselle brought up Erica Lyles, who happens to be her friend. So the thing, so when we say this whole, so I was like, Wendy, I just gave you a list of things that Giselle didn't do, except for the Erica Lyles thing. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And the bad part about it is it happened so quick and in the heat of an argument.
Yeah.
And also Kern, they
was cussing each other out.
They were cussing each other out. And they also rolled the tape back when it came to apologies. How come they had tape on Giselle apologizing to you?
Yes.
But we ain't seen no tape of you apologizing to anyone.
Nope, not at all. Even Candace, can I just say, when people in the beginning of the season were saying Candace needs to let that go with Karen, and Karen, she's mad because Karen took Monique's side. No, Karen called HR on her. But outside of that, I was so mad that the reunion didn't get into it further. We know that all the ladies were at a dinner after Andy's baby shower, and Giselle was talking about bringing up the rumor, allegedly. And Candace said, that ain't gonna work. That baby looks just like Chris. Candace was upset because Karen was not there, went back and called Karen and said, Monique and I are not in the best place, but can you tell her what they're saying? Karen then calls Monique and says, Candace your girl ain't tell you, and never told Monique. Candace was the one that said to call her. And on the reunion, when Candace said it to Karen, they brought that up, they cut to Karen's face and they didn't talk about it again. So not only did she call HR on her, she literally made it seem like Candace's best friend, like Candace didn't have the back of her best friend.
Because that's the other thing about Monique. Because remember that reunion, she said, me and since we stopped filming, me and Candace haven't been in a good space. But then you want to hop up on your live and say, my friend, she didn't even tell me. But you said at the reunion, y'all weren't friends.
So why would she tell you?
Made up. That's why she called Karen.
That you right. See, and that
is
like
why
Karen
she called Karen.
Yep.
And she said, we are not in a good space. So it's not. That is why when Candace got that text message, she went to Giselle because I don't think, because one, she actually was friends with Karen at the time. So she knew her and Ashley were not in a good space.
Yep.
But Giselle and her was. And so they pulled her aside.
Yes.
And I'm like, what should I do with this? And she's like, oh, you should tell her. Oh, I'll tell her with you. It's like, yeah, because she's like, it's not going to come well from me because we are not in a good place.
Monique tried to put that whole thing on Candace and not Giselle. If Giselle was here, I would tell her. We'll call her. Tell her now. Like you
put
never
on
did tell her.
Robin got a number.
Yep. And Candace apologized
twice. She apologized to her repeatedly that whole damn weekend.
And then you want me to sit up and do a podcast? Oh, well, that was before that, right? They said, but they had still not been in a good spot.
So, because that's the thing. She said no to that podcast before she went to that weekend. Because I was like, why does she have such an she was mad that she said no to the podcast that you probably were gonna be shitting on her about her relationship and she ain't had no honeymoon. You didn't want her there because you care about her and want to talk about like marriage. You wanted to shit on your friend.
Yes. And Karen and Ray.
And Karen and Ray. It's like, ma'am, and Karen was still there, but then people pulled the receipts on the actual dates of the poster. Ma'am, you weren't printing up no flyers. Right. And also, you changed the flyer the same day of the text message. I think it's like the same day or week.
Yeah.
You changed it to just being Karen. So what are you talking about?
Right. And then you think people want to sit up at your podcast after we just witnessed you? Some may. Do you really think that? Now, yes. Did Karen and Giselle and Robin probably use this? Like, oh yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, they probably did. But that's also a housewife thing. Like when Vicky, like when it came out, when Kelly died, when they were in Ireland and Kelly died, said, that's why your husband allegedly beats you. And it was like, oh, this is the thing we all gonna turn on Vicky about. This is what these housewives do. But yet Candace gets the brunt of it because she's better at it. I've also been noticing the way people talk about Candace. And you know how people say, and you know, you're in HR. So you're supposed to give a positive reinforcement before you tell me what I need to work on. So you may say, Taria, you're very good with this. That's a positive, but now this. Mm-hmm. I notice every single person that talks about Candace positively now gives a negative reinforcement. I know she body shamed. I know she had it's like they run down her whole list of things and then say, but I'm becoming a candy gal. But y'all don't do that with Ashley. Y'all don't do that with Karen. Y'all don't do that with Giselle. Giselle was going to talk about the paternity, because she never denied that, of Chris's child.
At the reunion. They wanted it at a reunion.
And y'all don't bring that. And you think that's worse than calling somebody wide-bodied? Ashley wanted to be a mentor to Karen's daughter, Raven. Mm-hmm. Karen said no. And Ashley talked about Karen's parenting. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's not, Ashley talked about Sharice's T-Rex arms. Let's not, we can keep going.
She said, get them saggy titties out my face. And who jumped in the middle of that and said, stop that? Candace. When you were sitting in that car in France, going back and forth with Karen, who said, leave Karen alone? Candace. And she's always, who was defending Monique? Candace. Then all of a sudden your mouth is a problem. And everybody brings up that thing, the whole drag. I'm like, do you realize she walked up to Candace when she was talking to Karen, and Candace was like, please stop. Why? She was mad that Candace didn't just listen to her. And then she started calling her a little girl. And that's that is super weird, because I'm noticing that lady, Miss Messy, is doing the same thing that Monique did, treating her like a child, like that little girl.
And they know that's her. I think they know that that's a trigger.
They know that's a trigger for her. And it was like, girl. And the thing about it is, we had other stuff to talk about. We just talking about Bravo.
I know, so I'm gonna have to come back, and she's coming on mine too for 10 episodes. So it's gonna be 10 parts.
So the thing about it is, with this whole thing with Mia.
Stephanie, please give it to the people. Please.
So here's the deal with Mia. She's watched these shows. See, the thing about it is, at the beginning of the season, when she was going after Wendy, her and Wendy were going back and forth in messages. Homegirl did a post saying, I'm coming out with a candle, and it was something shady towards Wendy. Yeah. It's like, y'all, you look ridiculous.
Yeah.
So she has been, for the last few weeks, been talking like little sly, little shady things, some slick shit about Candace. I think someone said, you see, when she called you a lady of the night, it's because, ma'am, okay, lady of the night means whore, and I get it.
It's also a fragrant shrub, Stephanie.
See how we are. We can't be like this. I'm kidding. Yes, we can. So she's like, unforgivable.
Yeah, that's unforgivable.
What? I'm like, okay. So then she was been saying slick shit every once in a while. Then she decided to come after Chris.
Girl, see, that's the kind of.
And I was just like, yeah, Dottie, let me know about that. I'm like, see, this is why this is Dorothy's fault.
Yeah.
This is why this is your fault. Because then, Mia has deleted some of those tweets, because
she sure did.
She deleted those tweets. Candace had not been saying anything to her.
Not one thing.
She said, I've been leaving your handsome ass alone. And then it triggered a lot of people to say homophobic, transphobic. And I'm like, so y'all
are funny.
It was like, I don't agree. And I'm going to say why. So the thing about it is because of her square draw. And also, I think my immediate thought was America's Next Top Model. And Tyra Banks talked about one of the models, beautiful girl, but she said she had handsome features, and it was because of her jawline. You have handsome features.
I've heard women be called that before. Like, that's a handsome young woman. And I get that's what it's their features.
Did she mean it? Even then, I can say, no, I can see how it's being shady. But she's been saying cash money shit to her. You don't get to keep saying something. And then I say something, it becomes worse. And oh my God, see, she is terrible. Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because you could have kept your mouth shut.
You could have said nothing. Y'all don't say anything about the shit that Karen be saying about Giselle every goddamn week. Giselle don't be saying nothing to that bitch on Twitter.
Nope.
Not a thing. And it's like, y'all fine with it. Y'all are fine with Karen calling her a broken whore, and I don't get that at all. It's like, wait a minute. it's like, where are we going with this? It's like, Mia, you need to stop. So the thing about it is, this is the same woman who put her hands in Wendy's face, and Wendy said, get your hands on my face. They in my face. What you going to do about it?
She sure did. She sure,
Ma'am, but the thing about it is, you back the fuck down from Giselle and her fucking robe. You did not try that shit with Giselle.
Nope. And when they punked you out of your room,
you said nothing. But
until
they
got on Twitter. Until exactly. And she, a couple weeks ago, Candace said, I can't believe you let them talk you out of your room. That's some neophyte stuff. And in fraternities, Black fraternities and sororities, I think the neophyte is the baby and the prophyte is like your big brother or big sister. The person already in the sorority.
Somebody in the Divine Nine, please hit me in the DMs and tell me.
So she was basically saying, like, you let them punk you like you some big sister.
And she's like, oh, this is just a small thing. It's fine.
And remember when she said, it's okay. Certain people aren't used to those nice accommodations like she is. So she was talking about Robin and Giselle and their homes. So
yeah, see, that's you was me do a lot of that shit
on social media. On social media. But then you sat in when Giselle punked you in her Versace. Because it is Versace and Gucci, because it's neither one or the other. Punked you in your Versace robe.
I cannot believe you.
She sat in her Versace. She
Bye.
sat in a confessional and said,
good night. We will call you back.
You know that wasn't Versace or Gucci, so we're going to call it Versace.
Look here, if Bolo can put his big dick out in his channel, she can wear her Versace. I'm fine with it, girl.
But what did Mia say? What did Mia say?
Nothing.
Noted. That's all she said.
That's the thing. It's like you got all this smoke for Wendy and Candace, but you ain't got the smoke for Robin and Giselle. You say little slick shit and they just ignore your ass because you are a non-motherfucking factor. But you gonna go back and forth with Wendy and Candace. Oh, baby, I peeped your color struck ass.
And she want to be she is a different color from when she was younger.
Whoa,
totally different color.
And this is what gets me about Mia. I'm like, I think she is beautiful. I think her kids are cute. G is not a 8 on the creepy scale yet, but it's like I think he's a handsome older man. It's like, baby, you coming in hot on your first season, and it's wild to watch the people who said that Wendy came in hot on her first season, and y'all not loving that. Y'all ain't love Wendy until she went after Giselle. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, that's right, girl. Use them 4 degrees. But y'all said she talked too much about them 4 degrees last season, right?
But it's also interesting to watch the people that love Wendy for her being educated now say they don't like her because she's not talking about it. Yeah, because she's a layered person and she's
and also y'all said I'm tired of hearing about those 4 degrees. Y'all made jokes about this, like you can't.
Degree sent her a basket of
and
Degree deodorant.
I'm like, hello, excuse me, Kleenex. Y'all need to get on the job with Candace.
Listen,
and it's like I like Candace. I like that she's like, I already said I'm sorry and I'm not going to do it. But the thing about it is, all the people like, no, she need to go there. Y'all ain't do that to Victoria. You didn't do it to Ramona. Ooh. You didn't do it to Tamara. You didn't do it to Teresa. You didn't do it to Caroline. You did not do it to Luann. You did not do it to Bethany. You did not do it to Jill. You did not do it to Melissa Gorga. You did not do it to Leanne. You didn't do it to Lisa Vanderpump. You didn't do it to Kyle. You did it to Brandy. Why? I don't know. You don't do it to Dorit. Y'all don't do it. You don't keep that same energy. Y'all want Candace to prostrate herself in front of forehead. And wrong answer. And for them to
absolutely the same ones that are upset because she said handsome, or the same ones calling Luann Lou Man. Miss me with all of that. The same ones that are mad because she called me a handsome and said wide bodied, or the same ones that love Teresa when she told Caroline, you need to get another tummy tuck because it's blubber, blubber, blubber. Ain't that what she said about Caroline? But y'all was loving that. So miss me with the wide bodied, y'all mad stuff. But y'all love Teresa.
The thing about that whole table scene gets me because I'm like, y'all, I've been watching Housewives too long. That was not as big.
That didn't faze me at all.
Really,
that y'all wanted like, to be.
Your wide body ass. I'm sorry. That was just. It was the delivery. It really.
And I said she should have said square because that's what she is.
Listen, let me tell you something, forehead. Shut the fuck up. You brought your ass, and I'm sorry, she called her a filthy milkmaid. Oh my God, it's talking about breastfeeding mothers. Let me say this. If you are a breastfeeding mother and you're listening to this, I am not saying you should not have your feelings. I'm not. I'm just saying I don't agree. We're just saying we don't agree. Let me just say that.
Because I was a breastfeeding mother and I didn't agree.
I mean, not at that time. That we don't agree, because I'm like, the thing about it is, y'all want her to keep it cute with Ashley when Ashley never kept it cute with nobody.
Nobody.
She has no problem asking for apologies, but she don't readily give them. She didn't seemingly give apologies until after she had her first baby. And before that, it was like, I'm just sharing my opinion, but people share opinions on you and you ain't got that smoke. Also, I'm not going to give I'm going to give you some grace, but I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of grace to any woman who had no problem victim blaming people who said her husband could not keep his fucking hands off of them. And you victim, well, you liked it before, bitch, what the entire hell? And you know good and hell well, if Michael was putting his hands on female production, he would be fucking gone and y'all would be outraged. But it's but also y'all can't have the conversation about him being possibly bisexual. Because that's a thing. He could just be bi, or they're like, oh, he's Australian, or he could be bi, or he could just or be fluid. I don't give a shit what the fuck he is.
You keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands. If they say don't fucking touch me, don't fucking touch me. But don't you dare sit there and victim blame everybody.
Yep.
That's saying that. It's like, I was like, y'all don't see this, but you're actually stepping on a grenade for somebody who, honestly, if you had said something against her husband, she'd pick your husband's side, her husband's side every goddamn time. But you want to have this conversation about Candace.
Like she did last season. This. They keep saying Tock is the amount Tock of hypocrite.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Michael walked up on Chris and touched him.
Hello? And the bad part, you know what's really funny about last season? You know who really manhandled him? Juan. Juan yoked him up.
Yes,
what are you doing? Stop. But you want to press charges against Chris Bassett.
And go call him a bald-headed failed restaurateur. Didn't you lose $1 million on your kangaroo?
Excuse me, we ain't want them kangaroo sliders, okay? We ain't want it.
And that's another thing. People say Candace is spoiled. The way she talks to Chris. Did we not watch Ashley stomp her foot and say how she was going to divorce
this restaurant down and this marriage is over?
And stomped her foot and called him all kinds of stuff, had him lose $1 million.
But now he want to make the movies, maybe the movies where they have the sex on the I think people are like, is she talking about like pornos? I'm like, I mean, those are films. You know, I don't know. He could be liquid, girl. I don't know. You do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm sitting here like, I get what I'm like. That's the thing. Everybody have their faves. And the thing about it is, these are people at this point. It's like we are past teams. I'm not team. No, I am team. Who are you? I am team Dean.
Well, I mean, you know what okay.
Wait a minute. Let me find a different team. I am team Ascala. Oh, yeah. Yes. Sidebar. Back to Mia. First of all, it is y'all not going to sit up here and say, don't make fun of Dorit's name. If y'all not clocking Mia and for actually make fun of a scholar's
name.
And y'all not gonna do this. We did it with Matul and I got it. I'm like, you know, you're right. With Dorit, I'm like, I got it. If y'all not gonna check me on that, y'all can miss me.
You can
it's like, why is that okay? Because one, a scholar don't be doing nothing to her. She has like put the group grade of fashion for Potomac. She is the reason why it is raised. Okay.
Yes.
It's a solid B+ because of a scholar.
She's the brand new house that was built in the neighborhood that raised everybody else's property value.
It's like, girl, like, I like a scholar and y'all better have her at the reunion and she better dig and TikTok Mia's ass. I'm like, the thing about it is, it's fine for Mia to do these things. And then with Candace, because you don't like Candace. Because
all of a sudden, Candace is the one you don't like.
It's like she keep going at different targets. First it was Wendy, and now it's Candace. It's like, but not Giselle and not Robin.
But only through, she never has smoke in nobody's face through text message. If you'd like to meet up with me, I can put you in touch with my assistant. Giselle said, don't you ever.
And she put her foot right in her fucking place and she said, noted. You ain't coming at people. You ain't coming to her on social media. You probably did. I don't follow you that closely.
She was trying to be because I think the Shade Room, the Peach Report Daily, they all posted it. She was trying to be like shady, but it was like, girl, you're playing to the audience. And now you see that the audience doesn't like Candace.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing. Everybody figures out, I'm going to go after the person they don't like. And it's like, it's very weird to watch. Because
for somebody who just moved up here from North Carolina and got an apartment down at the harbor, so you could be on the show.
Not down at the harbor, child.
Down at the harbor.
Oh, not at the harbor. I sound like Taria. Not at the harbor, Jesus.
So you want to talk about somebody, and I'm just going to say this to be very clear. I'm not sex shaming. I'm not, because listen, you do what you do.
Please
I love
clap
sex,
them cheeks.
all of it.
Corey,
but what I'm going to tell you is,
people like, oh, I'm trying to enjoy this show, and here y'all go.
That might, but what I will tell you,
why am I in this? You see how they just bring my name and stuff?
Right? Why am I in
even
this?
Did nothing.
I will say this:
whole time.
She has her nerve. I said, you know what it is? When she was trying to get information out of Chris, she's not used to seeing people succeed on 2 feet, because she's normally on her back. So maybe that's why she was confused as to how they could actually have a relationship.
Let me tell you something. Bravo gonna see this and say, "Oh, we need to get Taria on the show, child, because she gonna go jugular."
Like, how in the world are you? Oh, you're questioning Chris, who supports Candace, versus they have an equal partnership versus a man who pulled you up out of the strip club in your long dress. Okay. In your long dress, who gave you a business. You didn't build a business. You're not this boss mom. And I thought you didn't have time for all of this. Didn't you ask a scholar, how many businesses do you own? But you arguing on Twitter.
Yeah, that's right. She also came after a scholar too. Like, how many businesses you own? She's like, several. What?
Because a scholar asked the question. Mia said, I'm too busy. I don't have time. But you have time to be finding pictures of someone's feet.
From 2019.
She
has chipped nail polish. It's like,
and that's it. Let me echo the sentiment of a Twitter user when they said, girl, I thought you didn't have time. Go take your son to soccer practice.
Girl, okay? I thought you were so busy. I thought you were so busy. To pencil me in for you. You can't even schedule your own appointments to talk to a friend. It's like the thing about, I'm like,
she's doing so much.
You're doing too much. And it's like, you don't have to do this, but I can't help but notice if this was, remember, TikTok Mia in the beginning, what did everybody say? Wendy is doing way too much. Yep. Why is it that it's okay for Mia to do all this stuff towards Candace? Like, she's not doing too much. I'm sorry, is Candace posting about you?
Thank you. She ignored her for weeks.
She didn't say anything. I'm like, see, maybe she was saving it. See, the thing about it is, do not bring my fucking husband into this.
Thank you.
If we're going to play patriarchy games, let's play patriarchy games.
And that's what I meant. Like, so what you're not going to do.
Do not bring up my fucking husband.
And girl, say he was tossing your salad. Girl, I might have knocked on your door. What are you trying to say? For real, also, I may have knocked on your door. Like,
so
what you say?
Exactly. So here's the deal. Let me know when y'all going to start calling Mia the whore that y'all called Kenya Moore.
Oh,
let me know. And by the way, I don't want you calling her a whore. That is not what I'm saying. I'm asking you to keep that same energy, because you had no problem when y'all had no problem calling Kenya a whore when she said, tell your husband to stop calling me. Stop texting me. Y'all called her a whore. When y'all doing that with me, because y'all like, oh girl, y'all ain't calling no whore. You say, oh girl, why are you saying that? What you trying to say? But y'all didn't just flat out call her a whore. But I'm also saying, I'm not asking you to call her that. I'm saying, I need y'all to understand,
recognize,
the hypocrisy. Please recognize the hypocrisy. I am not saying do this. I'm saying recognize the hypocrisy. And the thing about it is, do we all do it? Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody's like, well, I mean, she was body shaming. I'm like, yeah. I was like, this is the thing. I'm gonna say it the same way I said it in the clubhouse room. Was she doing it? Yeah. Do I care? No. I am like Principal Gupta in the Princess Diaries when Lana got combed. Miss Gupta, did you see that? Oh, no, I didn't. Send it out for dry cleaning. That's exactly how I feel when it comes to Ashley and Candace. Like, do you see what Candace said about her? Like, no, I didn't. Send it out for dry cleaning.
Yes. And not only that, to me, I'm gonna be honest. In the Black community, we have something called the dozens. and you crack on the one, you point out the physical feature on someone, and I'm not saying it's right,
correct,
on someone that is noticeable or that they consider a flaw, and you crack on them for it. And growing up, it was called the dozens. And also, they are just throwing shade. Like,
it's like if you watched RuPaul's Drag Race, it's called Opening the Library. They ain't nice about it.
Right.
But it's like they say some really shady, some of the stuff could be low. It's shady as hell. But the thing about it is, what you're not going to do is say, oh, Candace, that is too low. I'm like,
what's too low?
She actually could have said worse.
Could have said a whole lot worse.
She could have said whole lot worse. But the thing about it is, it can't be when you go low, I go to hell. But if I like you, but if I don't like you, no, you need to take the high road. No, you don't get to keep talking to her like this and then expect her not to respond. She's not coming after you. Everybody's like, it just come out of nowhere with Candace. No, it actually does come out of nowhere.
Somebody commented on the Shade Room. Or no, what's the yellow? What the account with the yellow?
The Bravo Shade Room?
Yes, the Bravo Shade Room. Mm-hmm. Somebody commented, yeah, Candace called her big lips. Candace called her this. I said, Candace said all that after weeks of ignoring her. So y'all acting like Candace just woke up one day and said, I'm gonna call her big lips and I'm gonna call her this. No, she said it after she was addressed. You don't, again, it's funny how, remember on Summer House, when Carl and Kyle went off on Luke, their response didn't match what he did, but nobody said they were wrong. No. Oh, they're just going through. Oh,
it only became wrong when it started when it started to almost get violent. Then they're like, calm down. But what they said was not an issue to a lot of people. And it was like, I think some of it is issue. And they ended up apologizing. I feel like they mostly apologized for the violence.
For the violence.
The potential violence, but not.
You had Carl apologizing because I don't want you to be how I was. Well, you haven't even apologized for how you were. So I don't even understand. So why are we even having this conversation?
You leave my community dick alone.
So, and I feel like a lot of people, especially in Clubhouse, are trying to justify because they liked Monique. Yeah. They're trying to justify the anger toward Candace. When I keep hearing people say Candace getting a good edit, Candace has been this person the entire time. Who was between Giselle and Karen when they were arguing? She said there is white people in the lobby.
It was Candace. These white people are looking at us.
Yes.
We need to stop. She did it in Paris. She like French too. Like, these white people looking at us, y'all. We got to stop. So the thing about it's like, she's not getting a good edit or a bad edit. She's just on the show.
On the show.
I'm trying to think of who gets a good edit on the show. I'm like, when it comes to Potomac, everybody gets shaded by them producers, child.
Yes.
So everybody. Nobody escapes that. They'll say it's Giselle. I'm like, yeah, I guess. But
she's favored for sure.
Right. Is she favored? Absolutely. She on the Bravo chat room. There's no possible way. But so was Hannah Burner.
That's true.
It's like, and so was Portia.
Portia Peach Williams.
God. It's like, oh my God, she's favored. You know who else is favored? Portia.
Yeah.
But that's okay because you like Portia.
Because you like.
And that's fine.
What did Rodney say? Portia is America's favorite housewife. So y'all are fine with that.
Mm-hmm. It's like, notice how that works. Yeah. I'm just like, and the thing about it is I enjoy this show.
Me too.
But the fandom is making me not want to talk about it.
Me too. That's why.
It's like, I'm like, this is not becoming fun. So the last few seasons, not this season, because I don't tweet about Beverly Hills, but I actually.
I'm going to need you to start.
I don't. Because I'm all about my Garcelle Boo.
I'm going to need you to start.
I'm all about Garcelle Boo. So the thing about it is, it's like, I would look at the hashtag for Beverly Hills and it's some of the most, it got dark really quickly. It's like, Kyle could say the sky is blue. First of all, bitch, it's purple. And you, Lisa Vanderpump and apology. I'm like, I can't do this because the fandom got really weird.
Yeah, it did.
And it's like, Potomac is that way because everybody signed on the Potomac after the fight.
Thank you.
Y'all did not know the background. Y'all only went back to season 4. I'm like, baby, go back to season 1.
When people say, what season should I start with? Why are you asking that question?
Like, where should I start? 1.
Because you don't know the history.
You don't know the history and all that. It's like, y'all bypass a lot of shit because you started at season 4.
Yeah.
And even in
Ashley's
season 4,
so
it's
cute.
like,
and I'm gonna tell you,
girl.
Ashley having babies didn't change her. The same way people are saying Candace body shamed her because she just had a 3-week-old baby. Use that same reasoning. Ashley has not changed. She had a 3-week-old baby, probably still bleeding. I think she said she went down to Williamsburg to cause havoc and got her and her breast milk and got in the SUV.
And the thing about it is nobody gives Candace the grace of, she saw the way that Ashley was walking. She didn't just walk up to her and say, how dare you?
Thank you.
Because Ashley didn't know Candace was there. Candace was watching her and she was furious. She let the chopper spray, and I don't blame her.
She was smirking a little bit like, well, that didn't go well. I'm like, you hurt your supposed friend.
Wendy is visibly angry. I was just like,
you did that.
Because I wouldn't have said shit. And then she said what, I was like, I did not mean this at all. But
and then again, you left. You didn't
we're
even
not talking about intent, Ashley, and I don't believe your intent excuse. We are talking about impact. If Wendy is supposed to be your friend, which she is not, by the way, you would have stayed there. It's like, Wendy, I'm sorry. I did not. Let me say, I'm like, I would have stayed. I'm like, no. Let me just say this. You just stayed there and worked it out. And so then you lied at that table and told them, like, what did you say to her? And then she's like, well, I said, if it's like this between you and Eddie, that's not what the fuck you said. And I'm glad a scholar checked you. She's like, even if that is what you said, that still sounds judgmental.
Yes.
I'm like, thank you. Cause it's like, you didn't say that. Cause I'm like, now you bald-faced lying at this table. But even if you did say that, cause we're talking about the edit. We saw the edit. Even if that is what you said, realize that sounds fucking judgmental.
Right.
You still were judging Wendy. That's on period. And it's like, the thing about it is, that's why I'm like, I don't like the way she came at Robin, but I understand it because it's bad day. That's why I'm like, there's a lot of gray at that whole thing.
Yeah.
But the from Giselle always sends me, because I think that's funny as hell.
She was just like,
yep. She's like, I'm putting you on notice. It's like, why are you still sipping your drink? She did not break slurp in her drink with Wendy going off on her. And I was like, that is a skill.
Wendy should have came for Robin because of those braids. I don't know who her braider is.
Girl.
Because now those 2 plaits that she had in this last season. What in the cornrow at the bottom? Micro braid at Kendrick. What in the
we're going to talk about this at the meeting.
Okay.
We are at the Green Eye Bandit Society meeting.
We need to get her braider.
The Green Eye Bandit Apologist Society meeting that me and Kendrick.
That took 4 hours, that first with the part in the thing, because she said it on her podcast. Listen, Stephanie, she had a cornrow at the top and a micro braid at the bottom.
Oh, see, you know what? Y'all gonna leave my poo.
And she kept putting it in that whack bun. Get it out of that bun and get you some singles.
What? I have to be fair, because let me tell y'all something. I have never got my foot off the crown of the Grand Dame and that braided wig. And I sat here and went,
you're right.
Who the fuck is braiding a wig, Karen? So if I say this, so that's why I don't say too much about the hairstyle with Robin.
And I think I know what look Robin was going for.
I know what she was going for. It just,
they were supposed to kind of go back.
I don't think it's a braid pattern. That's the thing. When it comes to braid patterns, I don't think it's a bad pattern. I think it just didn't fit her.
I think it was supposed to go back.
Here I am maintaining my COO seat of the Robin Dixon Apologist division of the Green Eye Bandit Apologist Society.
Listen, she's an Aries.
She is an Aries.
Somebody said yesterday, and I almost sent it to y'all. It said, the moon is in Aries. Violence. I said, is this why I've been feeling like this?
You be punchy like, bitch, what the fuck you say?
Like, what's it? Okay. Huh? Let's go here.
We here. So so this has been we all talking about.
We did Bravo. I know.
It's like we supposed to be talking about other stuff. I was going to talk about this Karen Civil shit, child. Okay, we're gonna step out. I had thoughts about RHONY. I'm gonna come. So let me just say this. I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna come to Taria's podcast and we can talk about RHONY and Salt Lake.
But I will say what, okay. Oh yeah, you talked about the reunion. No, but can you say, I want you to say it here and on mine. You were going to get into what Leah said, because I have a problem.
So the thing about it is, y'all, so we not having, so let's just say this. When it comes to the housewives, they schedule their reunion. It was very odd that, and usually they do the reunions a couple of weeks before they start filming a few weeks before the end of the season ends, and then by the time whatever. Yep. So it was very interesting that we didn't hear nothing about no reunion seating, no tweet out saying, hey, we're asking for questions. And shout out to Jared, who actually pointed out, because I forgot about this, last season of Shaw's, when it was still heavy pandemic, they did delay the shooting of the reunion. I had forgot about that, but also the only difference was because it was the pandemic.
It was the pandemic.
That was the only reason why it was delayed. It's like Potomac was delayed, Shaw's was delayed.
Yep.
I think Southern Charm shut down part of it. I don't remember, but that was the only reason. RHONY is different. They did not talk about the reunion. Then all of a sudden, it was like, we're going to postpone it to September 23rd.
And before that, Ebony said they haven't given a date.
Ebony was like, I didn't get no date. I'm getting a dress made, but I don't have no date yet. It's like,
at first. Oh, before when the rumors were going out, she said, I've been given a date.
Oh, she's saying she did get a date. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, delay.
The date was off the table.
And then,
So when they said it was delayed, it was kind of like after the all thing with the Black Shabbat dinner, it's like, also it was Yom Kippur in September. So no, they couldn't do it during Yom Kippur after everything happened at Black Shabbat. So because shout out to my girl Boots on the Ground Cheryl, who said, well, Yom Kippur is these dates, so I don't think they're going to do it during that. I'm like, after everything that happened at the dinner, they can't.
Wow.
Okay. So they can't. So then it was like, they're going to do it. Then they said it was going to postpone again. Then all of a sudden they said it was canceled. And I'm sitting here like, I have been watching Housewives. You and I have been watching Housewives for a very long time. When it thinks about the big three of Housewives, it is OC, RHONY, and Atlanta. Those are the first three. So they're the top three. Yep. Atlanta has been king for quite some time, up until last season. Oh, wait.
And they still had a reunion. No one was calling for that to be canceled.
No. And it was like, they had no reason to cancel. So them canceling it was just, it sent shockwaves, because you're sitting here like,
never in the history of
have y'all just said, no, we're not doing a reunion. Nobody's not had a reunion.
You know what I wanted to say? Am I allowed to say the N-word on here?
Nigga, go ahead. I'm sorry. See, I do, but let me just say this. I don't really say it in mixed company.
Okay, because I was going to say never in the history of niggerdom have we, remember that? Have we not had a reunion?
Nobody who swims in the nigger Navy. Yo, I'm sorry. That was a banner day on Twitter. I was like, we just made a mistake. How did... Y'all look here, y'all can say autocorrect fucked us up. I'm like, I don't y'all just think me stupid, but we going look, Black people have gallows humor. We just gonna make fun of this.
We just gonna make right.
That poor little baby probably got fired, blackballed in the PR. I don't know what happened to that baby who made this mistake. And it was like, you poor thing. But go ahead with your thought. I'm sorry, nigger name.
No, that's a never in the history of niggerdom have we not had a reunion. As soon as it came out, that's what I wanted to tweet, and I said I can't say it.
In the caves of Caucasity, have we not had a reunion? And
not
it was like not in the caves of Caucasity. Y'all, we have never, by the power of Grayskull, we have always had a reunion. We were heavy in the pandemic last year, and y'all had a fucking reunion. So when the reunion is the stage where you get to ask somebody asses out after you have filmed with them, and then you find out they saying something or doing something, or y'all had a mix up on the screen, and we gonna have to work this shit out. Everybody gets to air their grievances, and no one deserved to air their grievances more than Ebony K. Williams.
Yes. And I said, even if you don't like her as a person of color, you've got to recognize.
It's like, She had to take a break off social media.
Yes.
Early on in the season, she came into a clubhouse room and her buddy decided to come with her. I am sitting here like she had every right to come up there and have a discussion. Because her girl is a moderator. She knows how to debate. She had every right to come and say something and say it to my face. She deserved an actual apology from Luann, Ramona,
Leah also.
So it's like you felt so bad because I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of y'all on the show. Maybe Sonia, because I'm like, Sonia, you need to start airing these bitches out. Tap her on her lace front. Ramona is not your friend. No friend of mine could just say literally look at you like I'm pity and I pity you. And that's why I'm like, you like, she has a drinking problem. Ramona, you have a mouth problem. It never shuts. How dare you? You are not Sonia's friend. You are not. So she had every right to say something. So you see people literally disgusted.
Yep.
In her blue paper mask. The mob decided to get up on there and said, I know you guys are disappointed. Maybe it was yellow. If there's yellow, blue, maybe she had a paper mask on. It might be yellow like the blue. I don't remember. I don't care. She's like, it was so long ago and it's probably for the best or whatever the fuck she said. And I'm sitting here like,
I was furious. I said, what the?
Wait a minute. If you are Ebony's friend.
Thank you.
There's a way that you can go within the confines of your contract without shitting on Bravo going, I feel really bad for Ebony. I really wanted her to have this chance. I've been at reunions. It's a long day. It's draining. However, you work some shit out. You say what you need to say. And I really am sad that she doesn't get that chance. That in no way disparages Bravo. It bigs up your friend though.
Yes. And it shows where your support really lies.
It's for her. That's all you had to say. You ain't got to talk about Bravo. You ain't say that you ain't got to talk about production. Nothing. Just say, I really wish Ebony had this chance to say what she needed to say. It's draining. You've only been to one, Leah. So
should we not talk about racism because that was so long ago too? It started. Should we not talk about slavery because slavery was so long ago?
Yeah, I think the reason why she's like
wide-bodied. No, just kidding.
Your wide-bodied ass.
Got on a IG story with your paper mask.
Right. Let me tell you something. I left your handsome ass alone all season. She's not handsome. Sorry. We are bad. I'm being very shady because that's how I feel.
That's how I feel too.
Sacrifice
because we laugh to keep from crying. It's what our ancestors done. We laugh to keep
humor. We got to do it because that's the way. Sometimes that's how you keep going. Because the thing about it is, y'all sacrifice the mental health of your talent, who brought in a new part of the audience because you put her ass on the screen. You sacrificed her so you can get people to watch that all-star show with Ramona and Luann. And I am loving Team Twirl, aka Kenya Summer, more. I heart her so much. How and ever. I am not watching that show. I will enjoy Kenya twirl in the ballroom on Dancing with the Stars.
I will not be watching it either.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. I'm like, and the thing about it is, when it comes to the big three, it's kind of like you've been watching long enough. You're like, it's completion. I'm good not completing it.
Yes. Yeah.
I checked out of OC last season and I'm like, I didn't feel like none of my limbs fell off. I didn't die. But did you die? I did not. So I'm fine with getting away from RHONY, and I enjoy Ebony. The thing about it is, it's like
she worked at Fox News, and you think having a reunion with Ramona and all them are going to re-traumatize
she couldn't do this. You know who else walked at Fox News? Wendy.
Right.
It's like, you think they don't knock her off her perch. You think y'all going to? It's like, the thing about it is, you didn't want her coming after your titans of RHONY.
Exactly.
One, they need to come after her ass because I'm sick of y'all like, oh, Ramona is starting to get bad. Baby, she been like this since day one.
I saw a post say, I just can't quit my Mona. I'm sorry.
You can. It's very easy because I quit Vicky Gunvalson so quickly.
I had to.
I quit
me too.
Gretchen. I was like Gretchen need to come back. Clayface can say exactly where the fuck she is.
Girl.
It's like, no, I'm good. She can stay exactly where she is. And yes, I am body shaming her. What the fuck?
Exactly.
I'm not doing this with y'all. It's like one that is not fair to Ebony. Y'all don't need to be there. Better yet, no. Andrew, get a special for Ebony so you talk about the damn season with her. Let her wear that dress that she got custom made. It looked bridal.
Yes,
because she is royalty and she is legacy. I'm not doing this with Ebony. I'm not doing this with y'all with Ebony.
I don't see a world in which part of me wants her to give the franchise the middle finger. Then because then how do you go back when you know what they did? And you know why they did it. The other part wants me to have her go back and be louder than before, but still, I don't know if I would have to honestly, and I know it sounds trite, but I would really have, if I went back in her shoes, I would have to pray because it would be hard for me to contain my animosity towards them. Give
her more zeros and commas on her check.
Yeah.
Decrease the Titans check and give it to her.
Yes.
See, that's the thing. The best revenge is your paper. Fucking pay her to come back.
Yes.
Pay her because y'all gave more money to Leah.
Okay. Sure did. And
give more frankly, money to Ebony.
With them. Leah didn't bring anything to me, but getting people. I almost choked on my Ricola. People loved when Ebony came in. I mean, when Leah came in and gave it to Ramona because Ebony didn't come in and give it to Ramona for reasons other than racism, but tried to actually. Let me see if I can
have a meeting of the minds.
People didn't like that, and it was like, well, isn't that the goal though? Isn't that the goal of all of this?
No, because they don't want to be reminded about racism. But then it became, oh, now we can join you. After that Black Shabbat dinner, baby, we were asking for you at the beginning of the season. Now you want to jump in because it's hit your doorstep. Yeah, you can miss me with this.
Yes, it's like, ma'am.
It's like you can miss me with all of this.
Yes, ma'am. When it was affecting just us, but
it was
now
like, oh no, you guys. Why does everything have to be about race? Because it's part of my life, and also I didn't like how y'all were trying to make it seem like polar opposites were Ebony and Brashawn. They were not.
And let me tell you, I heard Brashawn in the interview and she said, I don't like how people are saying that I'm all lives matter. F that. My brother was beat to a pulp by the hands of a police officer. Correct. My father marched over the Petimus Bridge. I was always taught activism. And that made me, because I initially got that thought too. And then I had to walk myself back and say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm acting like them. I immediately thought they were going to be friends.
And it's
not. And it's not. I immediately thought they were going to be friends because they were Black. But it's funny. Nobody thought Crystal and Garcelle were going to be immediately friends because they're women of color. Y'all didn't put that burden on them.
No. You're putting it now because you're like, why are you not standing up for Garcelle?
Exactly.
It's like, wait. But it was
And let's go back when she did defend her and Garcelle said, you don't have to speak for me. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like some people are just tough and it's like, I know I don't have to fight for you, but let me just say.
But I was going to say, I wish she had said,
give Garcelle some grace because she didn't know.
Yes.
And I'm glad that she said that, but let me just say this. If it was one of the Fox Force 5, y'all wouldn't have shared that at all.
At all.
Y'all have let her fall on that sword. Y'all wouldn't have told Erica that.
Yes.
And the bad part about it is, it was like
Crystal said she said it over and over and over again. And it didn't make it. She also said, which I thought was interesting. You know how people keep saying it was a drone moment that picked up Eric. I already knew when I watched that scene and they got back from that mountain and Crystal said, oh, you beat us back. I said, they must have been in different cars. Garcelle must have been in one car. Erica and Crystal must have been in one car. They were in 3 different cars. So how in the world then did it get out? So when Erica starts saying, you want to have your moment, you got it out of me once, was she really indeed talking to producers?
Yeah, and not to Garcelle. But of course, she's looking at Garcelle. I was like, oh, what's she trying to say? It was like,
and I'm sorry, I don't mean no harm.
She needs harm.
Child.
She needs harm. I'm kidding. No, she doesn't.
If Garcelle doesn't snap on somebody's neck,
it's gonna be it's a word on the curb. It's Rinna, and Rinna has this coming. But she's gonna snap.
Oh, good. Oh, because
it's Rinna. It should be Dorit, but
yeah, because I don't like the way they coming at her. And I'm telling you, I was like, y'all are lucky Garcelle don't have daughters, like right now, because
grown ass daughters.
When Lisa Rinna's daughter,
I'd have laid Dorit right the fuck on out.
And when
it's
Lisa
like, wait a minute, you gonna stop talking
something?
to my mama like this?
Remember when Lisa Rinna's daughter disrespected her last year?
Did you correct her, Lisa? No, you did not. No, you did not, Lisa. You did not correct her at all.
At all, because that's how y'all do y'all.
And
children.
y'all made it seem like Garcelle was wrong. It's like, bitch, stay out of grown folks'
business. Exactly. And you see that they keep refusing to acknowledge the first part of that scene where Garcelle's saying, my son struggled. I blamed myself. Do you ever blame yourself? They continue to cut that part out. And at the reunion last year, Teddy still went after Garcelle because of that. And I go back to how it was in the height of Black Lives Matter. And Andy asked Erica, who reached out to her about her son, and to see if he was okay because he was a
Garcelle,
the Black woman who has 3 Black sons, and none of them reached out to her. And then Erica, you then want to turn on her and say, when Garcelle was like the reason she didn't fly to see her. Oh, is that the reason? Girl,
I'm not doing this with her.
I want her to bring her friend.
I need Cherie. Cherie has reality show experience.
And shot. Remember, fine. She jumped in, and what's her name's behind Prince's ex-wife, Maite on Hollywood.
I'm sorry I'm sorry if I'm screwing up your name, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
I think it's Maite. On Hollywood Exes, Cherie was not afraid to be like, oh, see, now here, this is what we're not like.
Exactly, girl. It was like, oh, she dug in her ass. Let me tell you something. Sidebar. I don't know what kind of magical dick Prince had, because my God, them women turn to Jesus so quick after it's done. I'm like, what the fuck did he be doing? Now I'm intrigued. What the hell he be doing in that bedroom? Because they like, girl, I'm like, I don't get this dick no more. I got to go to Jesus, child. I'm like, wait, what?
That's it. Right.
What the hell he be doing in y'all? Child. I'm intrigued. Rest in peace. I'm sorry. This is so, I don't know how I got here.